Holly and Bridget spoke this week on Girls Next Level about The House Bunny. I feel like we've been waiting for this episode. I loved The House Bunny. I feel like we all love The House Bunny. I've spoken about this movie a few times in the past. You know that Anna Faris had a really hard time getting this movie actually made. It was ultimately picked up by Adam Sandler's production company. And it's also interesting to think today how well received this movie was and how it really targeted this like girly pop demographic, especially with what we know about Playboy, particularly like what the women were going through living at the mansion. I think it was possible for The House Bunny to be such a fun movie because it was done through the same lens that we were watching Girls Next Door through. Like we really wanted to believe that these girls were truly friends and they were having this great kind of like sorority experience. Something I found really interesting about Holly and Bridget's discussion of their experience in the beginning of production of The House Bunny was how much like influence I suppose the girls had, not necessarily on the script, but like in the moment they changed things to be more reflective of their true experiences. So they share that there's like a movie night scene and they changed these suggestions of the movies to things that they would actually watch. There were some lines that they felt like were kind of weird and they changed that to be more reflective of things that the girls would actually say to one another and like what the girls would have said to Shelley's character. They do acknowledge that Shelley's character was like very heavily influenced by Bridget, which I feel like we already knew. In this episode, the girls talk about the animals that were on set and like how they go to meet the cats that were playing Pooter, who was based on Bridget's cat Gizmo. The girls also share that they like wish they had put more thought into their outfits and they're thinking retrospectively that they had been asked to change at the last minute or like they had options that they didn't like. And it seems like there's a moment where Bridget is told that the outfits that she chooses are too similar to the ones that the character of Shelley is wearing. And they kind of laugh about that because they're like, of course she would be wearing similar things to you, like she was based on you. Listening to the conversation and listening to that in particular made me kind of sad that Bridget didn't get like proper acknowledgement for being so inspirational to this character. They kind of acknowledge in this conversation that like the movie couldn't totally do that. The show acknowledges it a little bit like in the way that they edit some of the confessionals in this episode that they're like doing the couple of scenes for the movie. I just felt like this conversation today really confirmed my feelings towards The House Bunny. It could be so fun and girly and camp, not just because of course, like the fabulous writers behind all of our favorite girly pop movies. Karen McCullough and Kirsten Smith, who also wrote 10 Things I Hate About You, Legally Blonde. Like that target demographic of House Bunny again was the same girls who were enjoying Girls Next Door, and the appeal of Girls Next Door was the girls. It was not Hugh Hefner. It was not even really Playboy. The themes of the movie are very similar to the themes that we can take away from the show at the time, how we're viewing it. These themes of like friendship and sisterhood and chosen family, all while really embracing that like inner child, so to speak.